Havana, Havana, Cuba, 1959. The dagger plunged in the name of freedom is plunged into the breast of freedom. Jose Marti, Cuban poet. We are almost there, almost at the gate. Chispa, my dog, afraid of the gunshots sounding sharp in the distance, is whimpering in my arms. My mother is just ahead, so close to home, when the rebel grabs her. She squeals. Fear weakens and drains me, but the blood pumping through my body propels me forward. I run and jump onto the rebel's back. My skirt rides up as my legs hook around his waist. His filthy shirt, belt, pants feel slick and grimy against my thighs, but I hang on tight, squeezing with my knees and punching with my fists. He grunts and twists in surprise as Mami gulps air like a stupid seal. Chispa, who had been so afraid of the celebratory gunshots, is now brave, and my little dog, even while dropped and lost in the tangles of her leash and our bodies, finds a way to latch onto the man's ankle. Caramba! The man curses. Stop, Mommy pleads, but the man won't stop. So, like Chispa, I bite. Right into his ear. Ah! He grunts, twisting, trying to flick us both away. The top rubbery part of his ear is disgustingly salty. Hair from his head that slips into my mouth tastes like pennies. Stop, Anna. I told you to stop, screams my mother, pulling at me. Me? Did I hear right? Was she talking to me? I find her face over the dirty shoulder. The look in her eyes is wild, crazy, and happy. Anna, Anna, she says forcefully. Stop! I said stop. The man's sour breath hits my face. Then she says it again. Stop. The man makes another sound and grabbing his ear maneuvers away from me. Caramba! But this time he chuckles. Chispa's barking joins the sounds of cracks in the sky. My mother, calmer now, whispers hoarsely. Stop, I said stop. It's your father, Anna. It's your father. Papi. I try to calm my heart long enough to look in his face, past the hair that covers it. And slowly, like muddy water settling and becoming clear, his face comes into focus and I see it is my father. I shake my head to understand, to take it all in, but I can't. Anna, it's me. I am sorry to have scared you, he says in a voice that is rough and unrecognizable. Caramba, my ear, my father, who had been gone so long, who had joined the rebels in the Sierra Maestra Mountains, who left us to fight in the revolution. I feel small, crazy, embarrassed as we stumble and roll through the gate into the house. Inside, stunned, I watch and listen as my mother and father chatter and kiss and try to pull me toward them. But I pull back. He stinks. We did it! We won, Lydia! Fidel and our rebels have won, he says. Corrupt dictator Batista is out. I missed you so, Mummy murmurs. Anna, come. But it's too much. Don't worry, Lydia, he says, laughing. Holding on to his ear, Anna has not seen me in almost 2 years. She probably doesn't recognize me. He stares at me. I hardly recognize her. You look taller than the girl I left behind, Anna. Quite a bite you have there, too. He examines my face as though I am a photo. Same freckles, though, same light brown eyes. Chispa growls. And who is this? Chispa. We got her while you were gone, says Mummy. The man reaches to pet Chispa, trying to take my place, huh, doggy? Chispa growls. You are so skinny, says Mummy. I need a bath, he answers, smiling at me reluctantly. and a bandage for my ear. My parents swirl upstairs, leaving me alone in the room, spinning like a top, panting like Chispa. Through the noise of the shower, I hear my mom say, Batista se fue. Llegó Fidel. My father repeats her words. Fidel is out. But Batista is out. Fidel had arrived. His words ring in my ear. Victory. Do you see him, Anna? Do you see your father? How can I recognize my father? All these rebels look alike. Long hair and beards. Do you see him? She repeats. We are at a victory parade looking for Papi, but all I see are crazy-looking hairy men in trucks and jeeps. The crowd all along the Malesón roadway presses me forward, screaming, Vive Cuba Libre! I hear my own grandmother, aunts, and uncles yelling the loudest. They pop up and down, peeking through the crowd to get a better look at them. My family reminds me of cartoon characters in a show from the United States. Viva Cuba, Cuba Libre! The crowd roars again and again. Do you see him? My mother asks me again, like a broken record. She is the only one not screaming, but breathless like an American movie star in a love story. Do you see him? The heat makes me weak, and I feel about to faint when all at once the screams get as sharp as sirens. Fidel! Fidel! The cries jerk me up. On a platform on the back of a flatbed truck is the revolutionary leader himself, Fidel Castro. He waves. All hands, black, brown, and white, reach out as one. He waves again and again as everyone cheers madly. He seems taller than anyone I have ever seen and makes me think of a stallion with wings. His hair is thick and black and flies off his wide forehead like the waves of the Caribbean Sea behind us. His face is divided by a long nose that looks about to snort. He holds a cigar in his mouth like a weapon that can shoot or explode any second. There he is! My mother's lips move again, but she is not pointing at Fidel. She is pointing to my father in the jeep behind Fidel. My father spots us and stares so hard I feel pinned against something. His jeep passes us. Mami bends down and screams in my ear. Did you see how close he was to Fidel Castro? Just one vehicle behind. Did you see? I nod, yes, as my eardrum vibrates from her voice. She turns me around and shoves a red and black revolutionary flag into my hand. Did you see how close your father was to Fidel? That is because your father is very, very important to the revolution. He helped Fidel win. Wave your flag, Anna, wave your flag. I do what she says. Papi snacks. I call my best friend Carmen. Yes, he's back, in the living room having chunks of skin ripped off him. Carmen laughs. No, I'm kidding, I go on. But that's what my grandmother keeps doing. She keeps hugging and kissing him and grabbing him so hard, I think she'd like to break a chunk off him, just to make sure he is real for sure. Ha! But who am I to say? I almost bit his ear off. Anna, come for a croqueta, calls out my mother. What did his ear taste like? Teases Carmen. Like chicken? Ha! I'll tell you when I see you. Mummy's calling me. Then Carmen asks me if I think our teacher, Sister Michelle, wears a bra. Anna, Mummy calls out. No, Carmen, I don't think Sister Michelle wears a bra. I think she wears a sling because it looks like she only has one big round breast that goes down to her waist. With that, I hang up giggling and sneak into the living room. My father and I accidentally lock eyes for a moment. We never look at each other at the same time. I look and he turns away, or he looks and I turn away. Maybe he is mad because I bit him. Getting my pad and pencil, I lose myself in drawing the lines and shapes and shadows of the ear I almost ate. Tell us about fighting in the mountains, my family pleads, as my mother runs to the kitchen to get him more food he can't eat because he just ate. I'd rather tell you about how Anna almost bit my ear off. I'm so surprised he mentioned me. I think there is some other Anna in the room he's talking about. But I am saved from responding by a knock on the door. My father answers. Antonio! My father calls out, letting in a man with a face full of so many pimples. I decide to give him a new name, Pimple Face. ¿Qué tal? Says my father, forgetting all about me. This is my compañero Antonio, he announces to everyone. We fought together. Pimple Face pats my father's back, saying, and this man, Rafael Andino, saved my life. My family gasps. And now Antonio and I will help form this new government, adds my father, throwing his arm around his buddy boy pal. I've got to call Carmen and tell her about this man with a mountain range of pimples, but no one picks up. Nobody home. They probably went for ice cream. I wish we could go for ice cream. Instead, I am forced to listen to the conversation going on in the living room. The revolution this and the revolution that. I thought the revolution was over. Actually, it was just beginning.